Welcome to Dicejunkies, and this is Random Encounters, episode 27, Mass Confusion. I'm here with
Q,
Damien,
and I'm Xenodamus. Hope you enjoy. Alright, so let's roll into Random Encounters, and we're going to start off with Damien. Let's get this going. We have an 8, which is our favorite comedy movies.
favorite, you say?
Yeah, I mean...
that's the gist of what we
that's what the list
we
says.
have up there. You
Yeah.
know, we always try to do our favorites.
So that's what we've done with all the other favorite.
Well, why don't you start us off since you rolled, Damien?
Ghostbusters.
Fuck, that was good. Damn, that's good. All right.
The reason that I like it is I don't really like comedy. Okay, I like some, but I don't really dig comedy. Ghostbusters was comedy, and it was very dark, and I just freaking love that. And it's to this day, it's still my favorite. How they made the comedy, but it was so dark. I loved it. Now, this is just the original Ghostbusters. I'm not talking about 2 or the Statue of Liberty one. You know that one.
Yeah.
No. But Ghostbusters. Now.
All right. This is a hard one because I'm actually in the same vein of your mood. But I love comedy movies. My favorites are usually a bit dark. So I'm sitting here with Willy Wonka and Evil Dead, and I'm trying to pull which one of those is the best. In the end, I'm going to actually have to go with Willy Wonka because I own Willy Wonka. I have not bought Evil Dead, but I have always owned a copy of Willy Wonka. Some people may say it's not really that dark. Those people weren't paying attention to all the really jacked up stuff that was happening in that movie. You know, it was like those old style movies, but then there was a twist to it that was just awesome. And Gene Wilder, amazing performance.
All right. Mine is Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Now, some people may claim that this is a horror movie,
No.
but it's not. It is fucking comedy gold. But yeah, Tucker and Dale versus Evil. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's freaking hilarious.
Don't listen to this
Really?
man. This man gets people to watch Tusk.
No. Have you seen it? Have you seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Yeah, it's freaking hilarious.
See, there you go.
All right, take Q's word for it.
It is an awesome take on the horror trope, which is what makes it so funny.
Yeah. So there you go. I think that's all 3 of us. So
Yeah.
That was quick.
yeah.
Shall it be
Well,
me
I
or
mean-
shall it be you?
Go ahead.
We knew what movies we wanted.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm still wrestling with Evil Dead versus Willy Wonka, but I gotta go with Gene.
You know what? While you're rolling, I'm with you on that one. Willy Wonka. I mean, I love Evil Dead. Freaking love it.
Yeah.
But Willy Wonka, yeah, dude, because it was more subtle.
Yeah, the messed up parts is you have to be paying attention.
See, Willy Wonka, I may argue, that's more of a horror movie than a comedy movie.
We're not gonna talk about that ride to the tunnel. Like, I don't know where Gene got that
Man.
from, but it just keeps on going.
He was creepy.
Like, you really wondered what was in the chocolate. You're like, how many kids are in your chocolate? That's the question. 16.
16. Who would win versus Mass Effect's Pathfinder versus Shepard?
All right. So,
Since we were just talking about Andromeda in the news and everything.
I was hoping that this role never happened.
I was hoping by the time we rolled it, we'd have a couple of more Pathfinder games under our belt.
Yeah, well, that ain't happening.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and start the hate immediately.
All right.
Pathfinder would whoop Shepard's ass.
You think?
Yep.
You can go sit. Okay.
I'm on Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard,
Shepard,
man. What the hell?
I mean, I played all 3 of the games, and for their time, they're great games.
Yeah.
There is no denying. I love Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3, kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, but 2 is the best for me.
Okay. Here's why I say Shepard.
Uh-huh.
Shepard has the Super Saiyan effect. You may kill him. just comes back stronger.
Yeah, but he's got to have help.
Okay, let's be a little more serious.
He's got to have an organization to rebuild him, like the $6 Million Man.
Shepard is the original human. Well, technically he's the second, but he's the original human Spectre. If you played the games, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, this is a guy here that's tussling with other Spectres, hardcore aliens, facing down friggin' Reapers. And if it's to be believed, with the current online theory, it took 3 games before the Reapers were able to even finally manage to indoctrinate him to any degree. He kept running into it and resisting it all the way up to the end. And a lot of people think that whole ending sequence was them trying to indoctrinate. Which, by the way, if you pick the red path, you even beat the indoctrinating. What's the Pathfinder's job? My daddy gave me the magic chip that makes me awesome. That's it. So you want to talk about needing help? Well, let's go Mass Effect 1. What help did Shepard have? Nothing. He faced it all down by himself. Pathfinder is the Pathfinder because he has the Pathfinder device.
That's wrong, because when he loses that device, he still does his job, and he still commands an entire fleet of Remnant without it. So you can take that bullshit and stuff it in
The
your hat.
Remnant listen to him because he won the genetic lottery of being the right type of species, not because he's an actual leader.
Oh.
The genetic lottery, they created their own people. Why would they follow a human when they could follow their own people that they
Because it's designed to
created?
follow humans. He's not special. He's not even the only
It's not
Pathfinder.
designed to follow
There's
humans.
multiple Pathfinders. Oh,
No.
No.
and why the heck did they listen to his butt?
Because of his chip in his head.
Oh, the chip. Okay,
But,
excuse me. He won the chip lottery.
But he still won force of will when the chip quit working or something. I mean, he did. He was. And I'm not saying that the Pathfinder is a wuss, which he really feels like he is at the beginning of the game. But he does start to shine towards the end. But Shepard still just seems to have a little more badassery to me. And if it came down to a fisticuffs, Shepard would whoop his ass.
No, still don't believe it. I've played them both. Still don't
No,
believe
I
it.
played them both too.
The thing with Shepard, and this is something I complained about with Andromeda, is the Paragon, and you don't get that. So you don't get to be a badass to people.
Headbutt Krogans.
Yeah, you don't get to do that.
You do
No,
some.
no, you don't.
You did some.
But how do you
no.
know that's not a fault of the Pathfinder just not being a badass?
Because and they didn't put it in the game, so you can't tell somebody to go fuck themselves.
I mean, I agree with you that the Pathfinder's no joke, but when I compare Reaper tech to the Pathfinder chip, I consider the Reaper indoctrination that worked on many races and then even the Rachni to be a more powerful effect to resist, which gives me the willpower to Shepard. Then, yes, after he got upgraded, which once again, you can't knock him, that's what the Pathfinder device is effectively as well. Those upgrades, man, wild. I mean, when he got through getting cybered up, he was a beast. I mean, the Reapers feared him. You say the Pathfinder's a leader? He led his arcs, yeah, but we're talking about a guy that led the whole friggin' everyone.
Yeah.
Everybody followed
Listen,
Shepard.
I go Shepard. You go Pathfinder. Hey, that's
Everybody has their opinion.
well, yeah.
And
Y'all-
everyone's entitled to
y'all's
a
are
wrong one.
Y'all are just wrong.
Yeah, mine's right. Oh, see, you beat me to it, man.
I
Damn it.
know.
Okay, here's the ultimate win. You know what? Shepard got 3 games.
Oh,
Pathfinder couldn't even get past his first one. He's not even getting the DLC.
Damn,
So,
hitting below the belt there. Dun, 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 dun.
People didn't like Mass Effect 3. It still got DLC after that. You know what I'm saying? Even after the fact.
Well, I can't argue that point, but I mean,
It's alright. Maybe if Shepard shows up in the next game, they'll make it. Come take over for the Pathfinder.
And on that note, I want to see what the next subject is. 14, which is if you were in a game, what would you be?
Ooh, see, what are we on? We did
We did that
Apocalypse,
horrible
sci-fi,
cop-
fantasy.
That horrible cop game with Sergio.
Oh yeah, we did some weird police. Well, it's our boy from Reality Breached. Of course, it was going to be odd.
Yeah.
Let's get to. You know what? Let's make this easy. Let's pick. We just talked about it. What would you be in Mass Effect universe? And note, this does not just include human. You can go any race or particular build. Though we're not going to go as open-minded as a Pathfinder because he can do everything. Obviously, everyone's going to pick, I'm a Pathfinder who can do everything. Pick it, no, let's go with an archetype.
Archetype?
Like, would you be a biotic? Would you be a soldier? Would you be a tech?
No.
Would you be a Turian?
I'd be a Krogan soldier, man. Fucking Krogan are badass, and I got extra parts. So
That was good to have backup. So we got our first guy up.
You are a Krogan, actually. Wow.
You got extra parts?
that I know of, but
You should find that out the worst way. Well, Mr. Damien, what would you be?
I haven't had any complaints though.
You go ahead, man.
I just want to hear you say you're going to be a Pathfinder.
No, you go ahead.
Without a doubt, man, I would definitely lean toward, I'd be human, and I'd go biotic. Natural biotic, if I could. I believe in the novels they mention to people that develop natural biotic abilities. I'd lean toward that since the chips have been known to have some side effects. And, don't want any of that going on in your head. But, I mean, Space Wizard? Space Wizard. But if I wasn't, I'd have to definitely go Krogan if I wasn't a Space Wizard.
Well, I mean, also with the Genophage, man, you get to have a lot of practice in there without
We
so
gotta
much
keep
worries.
going,
Yeah.
That just means you gotta have pregnant more women.
Yeah.
That's us. What you got, man?
Yeah, man.
And a sorry commando.
Huh. You know how I feel about the Asari. I think you did that on purpose.
Oh, but the Asari live for so long.
They do that, yeah.
They've got a long lifespan, so that's sort of a neat thing.
And I mean, they're... Oh, wow. I really don't like the Asari. Well, no. From an in-universe point of view, I still see them a plague on the entire other species due to their
are there
weird way of
male
reproduction.
Asaris, though?
No.
I haven't seen... So you go on gender bending, right? I mean, you go on female.
What's new?
Yeah,
Well, we even shot. Yeah, that isn't the part that got me. I expected him to give up his penis immediately. I just thought he was going to go robot, maybe, like go Geth so he could be the hive mind. I was actually shocked he went Asari. I thought for sure you'd be like, I want to be the Geth. Just the Geth. Or a Reaper. I really thought he was going to go overpowered and go for full-out Reaper.
There you go.
But no, Asari Commandos are insanely powerful. They're biotic. They're, of course, a horrible bane upon every other species. And, of course, he would be that. Breeding everything outside of extinction. I don't like Asari.
Well, we have learned one thing from this. Mass Effect can really bring out the best and the worst in people.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Hey, Google, roll me a D20.
Rolling a die with 20 faces. The result is 19.
Where's the sound?
Yeah, no sound. What did it say the result was?
19.
All right. Video game RNG.
We've actually rolled up RNG.
Yeah.
Well,
There
as
we go.
Diablo fans, you would probably suffer this even more than I have. The infamous, we decided to make this a random effect. Random drop.
Diablo, I mean, RNG is the point of Diablo, but it has gotten a bit insane with like, they keep adding a suffix to items and making them just more and more rare. So...
Here's an example. I needed Tragul's Fang, okay? It's a one-handed scythe or a two-handed scythe. It comes in both.
That
All
sounds
right.
troublesome.
There aren't that many scythes, okay, that you can roll up in the queue. All right?
Mm-hmm.
It took me 3 days to find one.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Oh, that's just because you have bad luck.
I'll bring up mine. Blade and Souls is a game me and my friend Mark played for a long time, and his girl Hani. And the biggest problem we ran into was actually leveling up your character and learning some of your high-level skills required certain items. And we kept running into the fact that if you weren't a PvP pro, then you had to try to get it as a drop from a dungeon. Upgrading your weapons, instead of having weapon drops like your games, this game is you upgrade your equipment. So
Yeah.
we ran into a block where we actually could no
See,
longer grow our character.
I don't really count RNG for those free-to-play games, though, because they want you to buy the little boosters to increase the RNG. Or to
Guess
buy...
what? You couldn't buy it.
No, really?
The drops you needed were unique. It could not be
wow.
bought. I would have bought it. I love the game that much. You could not buy these crafting materials.
Okay.
So it literally became a fact that we, for a whole month, none of us could level our characters or equipment at all. So you think it's bad when you're looking for this in-game equipment? Imagine if you actually stall your whole character growth because you're missing an item that has an insanely low chance unless you can win PvP.
That
Except
sounds like
for
the
PvP.
horrors of the EverQuest grinding, where you had
Oh,
had a spawn that only spawned once per week, and that he dropped something, but then
Everybody's waiting.
everybody,
to find it.
you'd have people that would camp at the spawn location for days.
It was like that, and the worst part is like I said, the PvP problem was that we couldn't win the PvP because we didn't have the equipment, because we didn't have the item we needed to get the equipment to be PvP ready. I'm not joking. It was a vicious circle. All right, what about yourself?
Oh man, I mentioned EverQuest. I mentioned, I'm in the Diablo boat with him. I couldn't get into Blade and Souls as like you guys. I played it for a little bit, but it I don't know. Free to play MMOs are still just too much troll bait for me to really stick into for very long.
Oh, didn't Diablo, like you told me, like one of the recent changes is like this new tier of equipment came out that's
Well,
like
yeah,
1%
that's sort of what
of a
we're-
1% of a 1%.
Yeah, they like I was saying
Primal
about the
Ancient.
adding prefixes, because
It's
you
like
had
crazy.
you had legendary gear, then you had ancient legendary gear, which was even rare, and now you have primal legendary gear, which is not just really rare, but it has to be up to this really high difficulty before you even unlock the ability
The
for
possibility
them.
for it to drop. And the way I think you were describing it was like, well, the gear that it's in the tier for is already insanely rare. Then when you get one of those, you gotta hope it's primal. Then you
Yeah.
gotta hope it's the right piece of equipment, right? Because then it could end up
But
being.
I try not to complain too much about Diablo RNG, because that is sort of what Diablo has been since day one. It's always
Loot
been
grind.
about loot grind. So that doesn't bother me as much as some other games. I mean, even stuff like you got me playing Kingdom Hearts recently, and there's certain items that you can craft, and you gotta grind the creatures there to try to get the right crafting materials and stuff. And I don't know, sometimes it just seems like it's being lazy on the game developers' part, some of the RNG stuff. When grinding isn't the purpose for the game and you add a lot of RNG, that sort of annoys me.
You are right. It's artificial extended gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather you invent new tiers and challenges. That's why I love the games where instead they'll go like here's a tournament that you're in game that your character's got to beat these harder bosses to get the crafting material. At least then I feel like I'm still playing in a forward direction to get this stuff. But when it's just this guy has a 2% chance to drop this and you got to kill 50 of them, that's not really extending gameplay. That's just throwing in annoying repetition. Mm-hmm. And what's really annoying, sometimes you get lucky and you end up overpowered because you roll in there. I've played a game where I've gotten like, what's this? Oh, this is what I need to make the most powerful weapon in a game. I got it instantly. And then you play through again and you can't get it no matter how hard you try.
No, yeah, man. I mean, heck, I did that with one of the seasons on Diablo, where I started up the character, made it to 70, and bam, bam, these two legendary swords. I've got them that are set pieces, both dropped, ancient, back to back. And I blew the season away because it was just like, Yeah. And he's over there, can't even fucking get a legendary that session. And he's like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah, you like your swords, don't you?
That's Mishoku, my boy's wife. She's so lucky that I used to have her come in on some of the stuff and just be like, here, play this for a while. And then she'd play it and drop, so I'll just be like, I don't know how you do that.
But I mean, he ended up getting some good drops later on in that season. But then, like last season, we got on, and none of us, like all three of us that play it pretty heavily, I mean, we couldn't get anywhere in the season because none of us were getting any drops. So I mean, some of the lack of
and that's what I love about a good crafting system. I mean, that's to me why crafting systems should
Oh, yeah,
exist. We talked about this before.
definitely.
A good crafting system is awesome because it can allow you Maybe it may take 30 pieces or something, but at least it does mean if I can't find it, but I'm willing to put in the hard work, I can craft it. That should always be an alternative to me. To me, if you can't find this legendary piece of gear, you should be able to take 50 pieces of the gear that's a tier lower and make the item eventually. May take you a while, but it's better than never getting it, because we all know the real world percentages work. A 5% chance doesn't ever have to happen. It's possible you never get it, you know. People think the more you try, the more likely. That isn't really how math works.
Yeah. Well, with me being a bit of a completionist, I always sort of like the idea of where things are hidden in certain areas, and I get to go find them, and because I like to search every nook and cranny. So it's really disappointing when I find a game where there's all these nooks and crannies and there's nothing in them.
And I love a good boss fight. There's nothing I like more than fighting me a Sephiroth or somebody and getting my final sword as like I earned this through skill.
Yeah. Well, then I gotta go. You know, I sort of called them out. You know, the Kingdom Hearts on some of the grinding for some of the accessories, but I mean, the best weapons you can get pretty much is from that tournament.
Yeah,
with,
that's why I brought
with
that
Hercules, and you actually get to fight your way through the tournament. And if you're successful in beating it, you get these awesome items, you know, for your whole group. So,
and then it's got you even got to where you've got to play by yourself mode, where you got to go back through the tournament, but it's just you.
Oh yeah, did that too.
Oh, I love that kind of challenge.
I loved it.
So I want to see more of a challenge based. I mean, I understand the random. It's for the people that can't beat the tournament. Not everybody's going to be a master in the combat system, but have both. Have a little something for everybody.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't really care for the tournament type things where you have to beat this particular whatever to go further. I don't like those, you know.
Well, and that's why I mean, a good, well-rounded game should have RNG, should have crafting, and should have challenges. And you should be able to get different things, but near equivalent power.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the same thing, but I ought to be able to get a sword that's in the final tier.
Yeah, and in any direction I want to play.
Yeah.
You know, give options, give choices, and I think the games that have managed to do that, we've all really enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
Bethesda's pretty good about it.
Bethesda's really good about it.
You know, usually if you can't find the ultimate weapon, you can usually craft something decent enough to get the job done.
Well, I mean, we played Elder Scrolls Online for a bit, and it pretty much had those elements. You know, it had crafting, which brought you up. You know, you could make really good combinations with the crafted gear. There was found gear that you could make really good combinations
daily
and
bosses.
stuff. And I didn't see where any of them really marked the other. You know, they were just now this one may be better for this play style, and this one may be better for this play style, and so forth. But you know, they were there, and you could get something from all of it. So.
Yeah, I got most of my equipment actually from crafting and daily bosses. But other people were dungeon delving, but nobody just out-equipped me by a country, by like a large amount.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that rolls it up. Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and down below we have a description with all of our social media. Check that out. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, Google+. All the links are down there. You can see some behind-the-scenes stuff, as well as, just whenever we're posting something, we always post to those medias as well. Also, you can look over to the side here, and we'll have some links to some other videos you might want to check out, as well as below you'll see the Dicejunkies icon where you can click to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.